What is going on, guys? This is Jagnal back again with another video. Team Builder is basically my favorite feature in all of the college football video games that we've had in the past and present. I remember when it first came out in NCAA 10 and used it all the way through NCAA 14. I mean, I just remember when they put the Richmond Spiders like on the back cover. Like, I thought that was, I didn't realize that was a real school, but they put it on the back. I thought that was such a cool feature that they put in the back of the box. But now we still have it in College Bowl 25 and College Bowl 26, and hopefully College Bowl 27. They continue to build off of it. EA, please give us the text layers in the end zone, please, please. I hate seeing those blank end zones. Regardless, you know, maybe also let us be able to pick our own fight songs or I'll make a whole video on Team Builder. But I wanted to do a showcase for one of the teams that I made. I've made, I think, 8 teams so far, but really wanted to showcase this because I know some of you guys, you know, maybe have been playing through a bunch of dynasties and are maybe getting a little bored or haven't played the game in a while, and you want to get back into a swing of things and, you know, play with a school that, you know, a new school from the start and build them from the ground up. That's really been one of my favorite things to do in College Bowl 25 and College Bowl 26 is doing a team builder dynasty, especially when you put multiple team builder teams in one dynasty and then, you know, just let them see how things go, like see how the CPU builds them up, see how you can build up as well. So the first school that we're going to be showcasing in this series potentially is Duval College. Now, this has a loose similarity to the JU Dolphins, which is a real college based in Jacksonville. Now, they had a football program, but they got rid of it a few years ago. But that's really the only connection, other than the fact that they both have dolphins as their mascot and that they're based in Jacksonville. And I did Duval College because I wanted to completely change up the color scheme and aesthetic. You know, the logo is custom made. You know, that it took a little bit to make in Adobe Illustrator, but it's definitely something I really think it looks cool. And the main colors clearly is blue and pink, which I know this seems kind of bold, right? Having a bold, you know, pink color, which you typically don't see that in college football teams. But you know what? We're gonna make it work, and I think it matches pretty well. It's very much like Miami Vice theme, but just a little bit different. But I think it looks really cool. Like I'm not a I think pink's a good color. I just didn't think it would look this well, like with the blue. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good team, and I think if you really wanted to do a team builder dynasty and you wanted to do something bold, you could definitely go with the Duval College Dolphins. So this is more info about Duval College. So when you search Jagnals by username, this is what will pop up. I know sometimes when you search by the school, it doesn't pop up properly. So make sure to search Jagnals. It's in the top left there. But as you can see, this is the field. It is using Memphis's stadium, which is a pretty solid option. Again, I did do a whole video on the best stadiums to use for your team builder team, and I've decided to use Memphis. I've really mixed and matched a bunch of different stadiums, and I feel like that's a good fit. Without having to use a generic stadium. If you can't figure it out, just do a generic stadium. There's really nothing wrong with that, but Memphis is pretty solid there. So again, going through our uniform combination, so this is the default home, default way, the girly pop, which is an all pink uniform. We also have a black alternate because of course you have to do a black alternate, and the helmet is actually a matte black, so that's something to keep in mind. And we did also throw in a throwback uniform, might as well, right? They give you 5 sets, so we have a home, away, a girly pop, a black, and a throwback. So you really can mix and match all the options, except for maybe the throwback. The throwback is kind of meant to be on its own, but hey, do what you want. But as you can see, like all the stripes kind of match up so that, you know, everything will work properly. So I just think it's gonna be really cool. And I also threw in like a script helmet for the pink, so it has like the Duval script. Just wanted to throw it out in there. I feel like a lot of teams are doing the script as well. But you have a white helmet, a blue helmet, black helmet, pink helmet. You have literally every option there. So it is pretty cool. Looking at the school grades, I gave it like very mid, so it's gonna definitely be a rebuild. And it's also a 1.5 star school, so it's definitely something I'd recommend. I definitely recommend replacing like a Sun Belt or an American Conference team and really work your way up. Probably the best team to replace would probably be a South Georgia or Alabama school, or a Florida school, because you want to have that proximity to home to be as close to Jacksonville if you want it to be as realistic as possible. I did put most of its pipelines in Florida, and I think it's southern Georgia and North Florida, and I think central Florida as well. So it's kind of like covering the Florida area, again, around the Jacksonville area. One thing to also keep in mind is this is also using a very generic roster. I haven't really changed anything because I actually recommend, based on the school that you replace, you should just take over that roster, because you will get a lot more variance there. And I just think unless someone really wants to make a team from scratch, top to bottom, with the roster, I didn't really want to do that. I care more about the uniforms, the logos, and stuff like that. So again, the team itself, the roster is extremely basic. It's one of the generic rosters that they give you. I wish you could randomize the names and stuff, but you can't really do that. So again, I'd recommend just replacing the roster with the team that you take over. So if you take over FAU, put FAU's roster in there, so at least it would make it different. And again, but if you wanted to use the generic roster that's there, you can. It would be a 73 overall, but again, if you wanted to make it a little bit different, you could totally do that as well. So yeah, Duval College I think is a really solid team if you wanted to do, a new rebuild or anything. Again, I do recommend you just replace the roster with the team that you replace, just so that you don't have to deal with the generic roster, because I didn't really deal with having to. The thing is like, if I picking like a custom roster in the team builder website, it just doesn't make sense, because after a few years it's gonna be all new players anyways. So I really think just taking over the roster for the team that you replace is the way to go. And again, picking a school that is either in South Georgia, South Alabama, or in Florida to make it the best for pipelines, because remember, the proximity to home is going to replace the team that you take over, which again is a little dumb, because I wish that could just be changed, like just change the state or whatever, but that doesn't happen. So if you do replace like a northern school, like if you replace UMass, it's going to put the proximity to home like based in Massachusetts. So keep that in mind. Again, I definitely recommend replacing a small school, but all the pipelines are based in Florida or South Georgia. And again, with all the different uniform combinations, you could really have a new uniform for multiple years without having the same thing. Like all the socks are different, all the pants are different, the jerseys are different, and I think it looks really clean, especially with the conference patches. I don't have it in a dynasty right now, so I can't really show you, but the way that the color blocking works on the patches works really well, because the blue and the pink really have good contrast. So if you have like the American patch or the SEC, it actually looks pretty solid, and it also looks good on the field as well. That's something to keep in mind. It's like when you put a team in a dynasty, it's going to have the conference patch, and I think that is also like another aesthetic thing. It's going to take over like the primary and secondary colors. So that is something to keep in mind. And again, I think it does really well with the color blocking. And I also think Memphis's stadium is like a perfect fit for this, because I've experimented with plenty of stadiums before, and all the stadiums that had blue accents typically had a darker blue, and it would kind of not work super well. Now Memphis does have a darker shade of blue, but they're playing in the Liberty Bowl, which has like it's a very generic stadium. Like there really isn't really any banners or anything, which I'm glad that they didn't do that, because Memphis is basically its own generic stadium. Obviously, you have like that railing there. The railing on some of the parts of the stadium is like a darker blue, but honestly, that's not something that I would really worry about. But I mean, yeah, guys, I just think this is a really solid option if you guys wanted to do a team builder team. I wanted to just make this little short video. If you want me to make more videos about this, about the team builder teams that I've made, or even community teams, I definitely think you should give it a shot. So yeah, guys, that's really going to be it. It's going to be more of a shorter video. Let me know what your thoughts on these kinds of videos. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. Hope y'all enjoy. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving and all that. But yep, this has been Jognal, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.